Hey guys, IPOB have come around to say how Nigerian courts connive with Tinubu government to carry an illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu. They said they are not happy with what is going on. The way Nigerian court is treating their leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What is happening? They will just, in fact, it's just like they're abandoning him, to his fate and all that. If you want to try this guy, try him. If anything you want to do, let's just do it. Just look at what the man is suffering with the recent judgment of the Supreme Court. So that means these 3 years or 2 years thereabout he has spent in DSS custody is now a waste. So if by tomorrow the court now say, you went against the law of the land, the law of Nigeria, you are going to be jailed. So what happened to those years he has spent, in custody? Sometimes you have to do something so that people will know you are serious. If Nigerian government can be serious in all these cases the way they were serious during the presidential election petition courts in the last stage of it, I don't think people will be talking about Nigerian judiciary, this and this and that. You understand? Anyway, make I not talk plenty. Make we hear waiting they really talk and waiting they don't find out according to IPOB members. But before then, guys, if you're just joining us, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you once again. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has accused Nigerian courts of unfairly assisting President Bola Tinubu led Nigerian government to illegally keep his leader, Nnamdi Kanu, in detention for the past 2.5 years. IPOB, in a statement issued on Friday by its media and publicity, Ima Powerful, said that square to the infamous extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya in June 2021, he was on June 29, 2021, secretly arraigned and without benefit of his counsel of record before the Federal High Court, Abuja. Powerful stated that the court wrongfully ordered him to be detained at the Department of State Service, DSS, instead of a prison facility, which is a violation of the provisions of the Nigerian Prisons Act and the Administration of Criminal Justice Act on awaiting trial defendants. The IPOB spokesperson further stated that Kanu's secrecy of arrangement and without notice to the council was well known to the court, violated the IPOB leader's constitutional rights to counsel of the choice and the right to have his trial in public. He further noted that under the provisions of the Terrorism Prevention Act, Nnamdi Kanu's initial detention was required to have terminated after 90 days or was subject to renewal after 90 days pursuant to written application by the prosecution, but this was not done, thus rendering illegal the entire period of his detention after the initial 90 days. This illegality was achieved through the instrumentality of the Federal High Court that allowed the detention to continue without a formal application and an enrolled order. Kanu has no case with the DSS, so he has no business being detained by the DSS. Kanu's case is with the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in which case he had to be regarded as an awaiting trial inmate that should not be detained in a security agency cell, but in a proper correctional facility that by law caters to awaiting trial inmates. The truth therefore is that the court ordered Kanu to be detained by the DSS as a purely punitive measure, knowing full well that the DSS was complicit in his rendition and torture in Kenya, and that a holding cell with A holding cell, such as where he is detained at the DSS, will provide the maximum discomfort and threat to his health and well-being. Powerful further stated that the incessant post-rendition amendment of charges and the consequential judgment allowed by the Federal High Court to the Nigerian government ensure that Kanu's case stayed in the Federal High Court for too long before it ultimately landed at the Court of Appeal. IPOB recorded that Kanu was renditioned for 4-count charges, none of them bordering on terrorism, but the Federal High Court ignored all the laws on point and allowed the federal government the free will to abandon all but one of the 4 rendition charges and went abroad with 15 new counts of terrorism charges and the long adjournment brought by them. The unlawful conduct would not have been possible without the acquiescence of the court. When the matter finally made its way to the Court of Appeal, it was again subjected to a slew of adjournments at the instance of government, which claimed at each junction that it wanted to amend its brief of argument. These occasions are lots of inordinate delays that permitted the Nigerian government to get more free jail time on Kanu without the benefit of a conviction. Even though the Court of Appeal eventually heard for Kanu, a court of equity, as it were, is supposed to be very reluctant to allow any persecutionary misconduct to enable the government to lengthen the detention of an unconvicted defendant. It is not acceptable, even by the lowest standard of fairness, that it took the Court of Appeal only 2 weeks to undo his sound judgment that discharged Nnamdi Kanu from his long and torturous 7 years of ordeal with the criminal justice system in Nigeria. IPOB also recalled that Kanu was first arrested and charged in 2015, and the judgment discharging him came in 2022, stressing that it is the same court that discharged Kanu that quickly turned around to stay its own judgment. In effect, the court sat on appeal over its own judgment and took only 2 weeks to reverse itself. When the case ended up at the Supreme Court, it was again another season of delays, not occasioned by Kanu or his defense team, but by the government and the court, that it took well beyond a year for the Supreme Court to review what the Court of Appeal had done, make it profoundly clearer that the court, rightly or unrightly, abated the extra more than 1 year of pretrial detention that was given to Nigerian government on a platter on this issue of delay by the Supreme Court in transmitting Kanu's case to the Federal High Court, as it stated on December 15, 2023. We are convinced that this delay is designed to ensure Kanu's perpetual detention without trial because they have no case against him. Truth be told, Nnamdi Kanu's case is a simple case of political detention gone haywire, and it has nothing to do with any clear violation of the law on his part. We must therefore warn and make it crystal clear that if the detention of the Nigerian government is to keep Nnamdi Kanu, if the intention of the Nigerian government is to keep Nnamdi Kanu in punitive solitary confinement and indefinite detention in the hope that he will renounce his God-ordinated leadership of the Biafran self-determination effort, then they are mistaken. So guys, what's your take on this? Let's hear from you. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Thank you.